Yay.
Okay, I believe we are live and recording, and here we are. Okay.
Yay.
So, for those who don't know, this is the rundown with Rinne and Rina. This is Corinne. I'm Serena. Rinne, Rina. Y'all see what we did there? We don't have a hype song yet, but I'm working on it. But we wanted to get on here. We're doing this every Monday, just kind of sharing tips, tricks, and just spilling all the tea.
Tag me in it.
Oh, sorry.
You are terrible at that.
I really am. Let me. So sorry.
I am
We
so
just wanted to get on here and chat with y'all, and tonight we're gonna talk about goal setting, what that looks like, how we go about it, and how we make it happen. I think that's a big part that people don't.
And not being held back by certain things.
Yes.
Charts, website fees, the full nine.
Yes. All the things that most people endure in a business that you don't actually have to endure. So to start, we gave y'all a little bit of like background information with where we came from last week.
When you first pop on though, say hey.
Yeah, let us know.
Or like hashtag replay so we know you're watching.
Yeah, let us know you're here.
Okay.
I forget these parts. But yeah, we gave a little bit of like a rundown last week. Just kind of let y'all know some of our background information, how we came to companies. And so I guess it will be helpful to just kind of compare and contrast like the difference in what goal setting used to look like and what it looks like now. And I'm going to be honest, I think for both of us, it was always charts. It was a box with your name in it, and then it was the boxes under you that you needed to fill in with people and a certain amount of volume or sales. And so the focus with that, at least my interpretation of it, was you always have to get a certain amount of people, or you always have to get a certain amount of customers. And that to me right there is like your first red flag, you know. If your main focus is to get people, and like you have to get X amount of customers, you have to get X amount of volume, you have to get all these people, you're not focused on helping anyone, you're not focused on changing anyone's lives, you're not focused on actually making an impact, you're just focused on let's get as many people in the computer and then like keep it moving. And that's not attractive to people. Like no one wants to just be a number in your box. No one wants to just be a customer that gets you money and then you don't care if I like it or not. Like, you know, so for me that was like the first, I guess, red flag or like difference that I saw when we came over here, was just that initial mindset with like, how am I going to be successful?
Right.
I don't know. Would you agree? Like, how did that look for you?
I definitely think for me, I was really hesitant in many different aspects of it because we came from a land where it was very small minded. You know what I mean? Like, okay, hey, like fill this box, fill that box. Website fee, renewal fee every single year, auto ship every single month, and whatever. So I remember, hopping on that Zoom with you and asking you those exact questions. Like, I can't continue to go. Basically, the definition of insanity. I'm not gonna leave only to go sit in that same spot, just at a different place. And it was really cool that here people, when they told me that it was different, I was like, I hope it is, you know what I mean? And
We'll
I
see.
remember, hopping in, and I remember not having to pop in people's inboxes asking them if they wanted to try weight loss stuff. I never had to pop in people's inboxes, saying, oh my gosh, I think you'd be great, like, great, you're cute, would you like to make $500 extra a month? No, we aren't hunting, we're hunted. And that's a really big difference, is we never had that where we were. And it was just it was a flip of a switch. And here we're able to be ourselves. How crazy that, where we were, we just felt like we were faking it. We were going through the motions, and we were like, okay, like, I mean, I did my task list that my leader sent me, like, it's done. I'm just going to go finish the rest of my day, like, whatever. No, here we genuinely love our products. We genuinely love what we do, that we don't have a task list. It just comes naturally. We work naturally. We work with excitement. Whereas where we were working out of lack and out of complete and utter desperation. I'll just be real with you. Like, if I had to fill a chart on my box, that's my chair. I'm not farting, sorry. But like, like if I had to fill a box, I was like mass messaging, I was mass adding. And I love how here I don't have to do that. Actually, here I've deleted more than I've added. Like, that's crazy to me that, hey, like, what we have our hands on, we know what we have our hands on, and we have passion for what we have our hands on. So to me, that was a major thing when I made the switch of like, whoa, this is real, this is huge, and y'all ain't lying. You know what I mean? Like, I thought y'all was, yeah, like kind of messing with me. No, like, you guys were so right. And I love how here we get weekly checks to be ourselves.
Yeah,
We get weekly checks to use products we love. We get weekly checks to lose weight and get healthy. Like, it's my chair. Do you hear it?
I do hear it.
Sorry, guys. It's my chair.
That's so funny. No, but yeah, it's so different, and like you don't have to drain yourself. You don't have to mentally prepare to go message a bajillion people and like mentally get in their inbox and be like, hey, do you want to lose weight? Like, people get rubbed the wrong way by that. And I know that's not how people try to come off, but like that's how it comes off. Like, if someone comes in my inbox and asks me, hey, do you want to lose weight? I'm like, oh, do I need to? Like, what are you trying to say?
The worst part is when you just have a baby and you are being flocked like you're a piece of meat. And I'm like, I had Mila, and I'm not joking. I had, I think, over 10 plus people ask me if I wanted to lose weight a week after I gave birth to my daughter.
I'm so jacked up.
So slimy. I was like, you know what, y'all? I think I look pretty good for having my fourth baby, but way to make a girl feel like shit.
Ridiculous.
Mhm.
And I mean, like, I don't have kids, but I can't imagine, a week or two after giving birth that my top priority is, okay, how do I lose weight? Like I'm gonna be bonding with my child. Like, don't come up in here and act like, hi, you had a kid, you're fat, like, are you ready to get? I'm like, no,
Like,
I'm
no,
not ready.
I'm waiting for my vagina to close back up. Like, I'm just being real with y'all. Like, you're not even giving me that 2 week increment for my vagina to go normal. And you're already rushing me. You're like, okay, Corinne, you gotta lose that weight. Like, don't worry about you and your little after baby health care down there. I need you to take my products for 90 days. And I swear you'll lose 30 pounds. No, Linda. No, Linda, no.
And like, there's no sensitivity to like, okay, what if I'm breastfeeding? What if I had like, issues with my birth? What if I'm on different medication? Like, I don't know how all that works. I'm no doctor. I'm not a mom, but like I'm not here to have somebody tell me when it's time for me to lose weight, whether I had a kid or not. But especially after I have a kid, like I'm surprised you didn't pop off.
It's degrading.
It
And,
is.
and the sad part is that in this industry, that's what they've been taught to do, because that's what we were taught to do. And I am in no way, obviously, like, bashing, because, to each their own. You work your business your own way, right? But
Right.
I will tell you that we have built an organization that is, what, we're close to hitting $1 million in sales. We are, like, Serena and I are aiming for the top rank in the company. We're breathing it. and not one cold spammy ass message has been sent. I ain't sliding in your DMs after you give birth. I ain't sliding in your DMs when you post, hey, looking to lose some pounds. What do like, name some healthy suggestions for me. I'm not gonna slide in your inbox because I saw that post and be like, hey girl, I have like wraps and stuff like this that will help you tighten and tone. No, we don't do that here. Like, it's a blessing to get your hands on what we have our hands on. And I love how here we can take pride in that. And we're excited about the products that we have our hands on. And I mean, it's overall health. I think that's the crazy part is that it's not weight loss, it's not a fad diet, it's not a crash diet. You're not, starving yourself. You're not having to do, 80 workouts a day. You're not having to plan out your daggone meals or like eat or fast or whatever. I don't know, like whatever people do. This is an overall health like management, and I love that. And I love how it's just, this regimen is so simple and so easy, whereas before over there it's like take 80, where we were, it was like take 80 different pills. Oh, you don't like that, drink a juice cleanse, and that, or a aloe cleanse. I don't even know what the hell it was.
It was like all of it. It was like drink your coffee, mix in your greens, don't forget to add some celery powder. Like what even is that? Oh, but then if you don't like your coffee, take 6 different shots of your greens, your celery, this, your that. Oh, don't forget your thermophyte 3 times a day. Take it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, that's too much. That is too much to keep track of. I live for the simplicity, like in all of it. It's very holistically simple. Like, I get up, I take 2 vitamins, I drink a shake. I don't have to make it all fancy. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Well, and like, I'll just show it on here and you name it. It's my chair. People probably are like, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if like, okay, but like, y'all, shake is so, like, a lot of people ask me though, like, is that a common question that you get asked? Because I get asked it like 80 times. Is like, is it gonna be chunky? Is it gonna be nasty? No, y'all, like, I don't know, like, about y'all, but like, I don't know if y'all saw Serena's story, but like, her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, because like, this brings the boys to the yard. Ultra micronized, literally, it's like as fine as baby powder. That's why it's flying in the air like that.
It
It's
is.
not clumpy. Super simple, super baby powder fine, thin. And I'm gonna have to use this tomorrow, so I'll have to make a strawberry shake tomorrow, and that's okay. Should have pulled out chocolate because I've been feeling the PB lately, but you know what? That's all right. But it's amazing, simple. You throw your label on, set it, forget it.
Yep. And like I really, really appreciate the simplicity, especially because like we're always on the go. We're always like moving and grooving. I've got things to do from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. And so like I don't have time to sit here and like wrap myself up in a body wrap or like sit still for an hour with that thing on hoping it shrinks my tummy, or like I don't have
And that made me sick.
bathroom all day long. Like I don't have time. So to just have something simple is like huge. That was another big game changer. So I mean, like just kind of going back, how we find success in this is because we're set up for it. Like it is set up to be simple.
Simple.
Because you work it with what you're like selling, what you're using. It is all simple. And another huge part before we go into the goal setting for me is that I'm not pouring money into my business. And we covered that a little bit last week, but I just remember like both of us, we'd be shelling out 500 plus a month for products, for trying new things, for samples.
It was really all for me to maintain boxes.
That too. Yep. You essentially have to buy
Yeah, I have to buy boxes.
it's like damn near impossible to fill on your own. But yeah,
$100 worth, by the way.
per person.
Yeah, It was not fun. So it was like, it was a rough, no, that was rough. And I love how here it's so simple because we're not playing around with charts. And at the end of the month, we're not staring at a chart feeling so defeated. Like I worked so hard. I did all the things. And the one thing that's holding me back is this piece of paper.
Yep.
I love how here we don't have that.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, how can you inspire someone when that's what your journey looks like? Like, if you're only kind of winning some months, it's hard
Mhm.
to maintain that win. It's hard to keep moving on and up from it. So how the heck are you even going to pull up your team with you, you know? And how are you going to inspire anyone to show up and keep the momentum going? Like you're not, you won't, you know?
Right.
Ugh, yeah, I'm like getting PTSD. Like my breathing's getting a little shaky.
Yeah. No, I remember all that. And it wasn't fun. And the super cool part is that, since switching vehicles, we've been able to not only not have to do any of those things that we talked about, but we've also been able to dream bigger. And I know for Serena and I don't really know, I can't speak for Serena in this sense, but I know for me on my last dream board, I posted, if you guys want to go check it out, I posted a lot about, I didn't really know what dreams were because I was hanging around people whose dreams were to get a Louis bag or, oh, go get a Gucci belt. And those are all wonderful things. Obviously, we have them. But not like wealth isn't materialistic goals and like dreaming big isn't materialistic things. You know what I mean? Like, I love how yesterday it was interesting to see a different side of like knowing that, what is your self goal? What is your mental health goal? What is your health goal? Like for your body, what is your team goal? What is your wealth goal? What is your relationship goals? And I love that because, when we think of dreaming big, we think of fancy houses, Louis bags, cars. And I love how here, thinking about my self goal, we're always striving to be better. We're not striving for the next thing to carry on our arm. We're striving to be better people. We're striving to help others be better versions of themselves,
Right.
and being healthier and just being better overall. I'm sorry, but, like that is dreaming big and that is wealth. Health is wealth. And I love that too. And I love how here, not only do we get to grow our pockets, but we also are growing ourselves, our minds, our health, and our teams, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, I agree. And I loved that, like, with the goal setting, it was like very specific. And like, I liked that it was like categorized like that. But even with like health goals, like, obviously, like, we're in the health and wellness industry. Everybody assumes that means like weight loss. And like, it's so much more than that. It's just like for some of my health goals, it was like, um, you know, work out at least 3 times a week, like 3 to 5 times a week. Make
Mine
a
says,
commitment. Eat a little better,
yeah,
stop eating out so much, eat a little better. Quit. Sorry, my dog's trying to get my stuff. Um, and like drink more water. Like you're supposed to have so much water. It's supposed to be like half your body weight um in water. And like I mean, I drink a lot of water, but that's a lot.
that
Um,
is water. I don't think I could drink that much, but I mean, hey, we're working on it though. We do try.
we get in there. But
Yep.
like, and even like, I mean, it kind of connects with mental, but like one of my goals was like keep like appreciating where you're at. You know what I mean? Like loving your body where you're at, like not talking negatively when you see yourself naked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, quit pinching your fat when you're sitting down. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that were some of my health goals. And like to break them up and do things that I want to be better about, and like writing them down and having little check boxes and being like, okay, I did that. I did that.
Yeah.
Um,
And okay, this is my goal.
yeah.
I love that.
And it helps you stay focused on those goals. I feel like a lot of times, like in the past, like one of my goals, this has always been a goal, it's still a goal, is to fully pay off my student loans. But that's such a huge goal that like it just always seems so far fetched. You know what I mean? And like to break that up and be like, okay, I'm going to pay X amount this month. I'm going to pay X amount this month. And like to check them off until it's gone. Like that's measurable. That's exciting. And it's something specific and something that I can stay focused on. So like that's a wealth goal for me. You know what I mean? Is like breaking it up, having it paid off by a certain time, whatever. We went into your self goals. One of mine is to be, you know, more present with God, like doing my devotionals and like focusing on that more. Listening and reading at least listening to and reading at least 10 books a month, or not a month, a year.
I want a book once a month. I have read like 12 books, so I kind of like, here, it's like literally right in front of me. How like crazy.
Yeah, let us see it. It's so cute.
But oh, Kurt, because you guys already know, like I'm always like, oh, like you know, like fun stuff, and I love how like I don't know, it just like I always thought it had to be like something snazzy, and I never wanted to make a dream board because I was like, oh, it has to be pretty, but I'm like, the way we're running, I feel like we just gonna be marking shit off so fast that like you don't need to be fancy, just gonna be marked off, and
On in a notebook.
and I
Like,
love that. And it's fun. And, you know, I know that for us, it's crazy because it's like, you know, I want, and this is doesn't count what we have now because I know that we have, hold on. Holy crap. We have 5 or 6, 6, 12Ks. How many? Or 5?
total, we have 7.
Did you count me in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then 5. Then I have 5. Yeah. So, you know, that's crazy. 5 people are getting their car paid for, which I think is so wild. And oh my gosh, we have so many 4Ks, but obviously, you know, I love y'all, but I'm not counting you guys in here because I want, you know, 15 more, you know, but, you know, and I want, you know, 40Ks, and I have, you know, 2 girls, and I have a few other people, you know, like shooting for 40K. And that's crazy. Like, and then us, you know, us as a tribe, you know, hitting the 200K mark. But really, at the end of the day, like I said, y'all, like I say this all the time, it's we, like not me, you know what I mean? And I just want everyone to hit their goals. I get really passionate about, you know, my team, and I get really passionate about them because they're seriously like, they are the reason why I goal set so much. They inspire me so much. You know, I've never felt so empowered and so inspired until, you know, you have a tribe who's really powered and inspired next to you, you know? Like we didn't have that where we were. So to feel that passion now and to have people excited and people running and people making weekly checks, people being able to pay off debt, people paying their cars, people paying this and that, it's literally insane. It kind of makes you nauseated sometimes because you're like, wow, you know, because you're like, I did not expect this because where we were before, we worked so hard and we weren't winning. But where now we're putting in that same effort. And, you know, sometimes it's not you, it's your vehicle and where you are.
Right.
You know, sometimes you need to leave and go, you know, go hitch a ride. And okay, don't go hitch a ride. Don't say that. I said go hitch a ride, but like, you know, go get a new vehicle.
Right.
You need a new vehicle to success. You need a company that matches your hustle. You need a place where you have simplicity.
Yep.
Not a place where you're sitting there spinning your wheels, not goal setting, or your goal is to get a Louis bag. How ridiculous. That was my goal. I was pathetic of me. I couldn't even believe when I saw my dream board. I was like, I literally put a Louis bag on there and a Gucci belt. And I'm like, okay. I didn't even, in my head, I'm like, I didn't really think that my health was a dream or my relationship. You know, all of that is dreams. All of it comes together and makes your life complete. And I think that's so cool. And I cannot wait. Like, literally, oh, and I put with you too on here, host a retreat.
Yeah, buddy.
So Rina's dream is to give back to our girls.
Yeah.
And I know her and I have talked about this a lot. So my goal, and if y'all are on here, tribe, like we want to host a retreat for y'all, and we want to treat y'all because you guys seriously changed our lives.
Yeah. And like that's the thing is that like you don't need people. Like I don't have to get people. I don't need you. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, it is you and your team. Like it's not just you. It is your team building this whole like empire of different levels, and everybody's hitting them and everybody's coming and everybody's building. But like it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for everybody showing up and like committing to helping other people. And
This is a team thing. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
it's awesome.
What happens when you leave a place to go, somewhere else, and you learn how to goal set. We didn't know how to goal set, and I want to encourage you guys that goals isn't just money, it isn't just mansions, whatever. It's your health. What kind of health like goal do you have for yourself? You want to drink more water, you want to go to the gym, whatever. And also self goal. I know for me, I put on there, I want to get more facial and massages. I want to do that, once or twice a month, and I want to, have more alone time, read more books, all of those things. Like, it's really cool how like now goal setting has a whole different meaning, and so do your dreams.
Right. And just I think it's also important. Like obviously I feel like people either do two really big extremes, like I want to be a billionaire, and then like I want to drink a water bottle every day. You know what I mean? Like it's either something really easy that you can like do like that, or it's something that's like way far stretched, like 10 years down the road, may or may not happen. It's not really something like that you're super focused on. And so I think it's super important to have those things that you can, measure or check off, or that will challenge you, but that is still doable. And like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like you have to make them things that you can stay focused on and committed to. Um, and I mean, that's pretty much it. Like in terms of like when you're setting goals, it needs to be growth focused. It needs to be something you're committed to, not that you're interested in. And you have to be committed to the process to getting there. Like for me, what I love, like to have a little six pack once again, absolutely. But I'm not going to sit here and never eat pizza again for the sake of getting abs. I'm not down with that process. So like, that's not necessarily a goal for me, but I do want to be
Committing if I know I can't commit.
right. Like I'm not going to commit to a process I'm not down with, like if the outcome isn't worth it. And I think that's another thing you have to decide is, am I committed to the process to get to my goals?
Yeah,
And you're not going to hit them if you're just interested in it. Like you have to full on commit.
I agree.
Um,
So what?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a few questions that I wanted to ask you.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Is this
I know.
payback for last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you what, first off, like, because, she did like a little get to know, whatever. So I thought I would do one for her.
Gosh.
So, first off, I want to start with like, what is your favorite ice cream?
Okay, so I don't know if everybody has a Brewster's in town, but they have this ice cream called Graham Central Station, and it is so good. Like Tucker knows, like he has to like limit me. He'll be like, "No, you've already gotten your Graham Central like 3 times this week. Like you don't need it." But it's so good. So that's been my go-to lately. I also love black raspberry from another local spot called Klein's.
Ooh, that's
And then you can never go wrong with chocolate chip cookie dough.
I love chocolate chip cookie dough or cookies and cream is good.
Yeah, I can get down with cookies and cream.
So, what is the one thing that, wait, what? What
I'm
is
like
the most
hesitating.
embarrassing thing you've ever done?
The weirdest thing?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Like, what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
The most embarrassing thing I've ever done. Okay, this is so this is terrible. Okay, so one time it was I don't know, I was probably in middle school, and every other year we'll like get together with either my mom's side or my dad's side for Christmas. We'll alternate. And we were at my mom's side, and there's just a lot of bald men on my mom's side. I'm not even gonna lie, like they're all bald. And so I went up to one. He was sitting down, and I thought it was my uncle. And I start like messing with his bald head, and he had this little like this little dent in his head. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what happened?" And he looked up at me, and it was like somebody's in-law. Like I didn't
Oh my, Serena!
I was like, and he was like, yeah, I was in like a what I don't even remember what he said because I was mortified, and I like was like, oh,
All
and I
right.
backed away and went over to my parents and told them about it, and they fell out. And so then naturally they're like cry laughing, and so then everybody needs to hear the story, and I just like went upstairs.
You were so funny.
I was mortified. Like, who does that? Why was I touching his head anyway? Like,
Yeah, why were you touching a random person's head?
I don't know, but I think that's why now I'm like weird about touch. Like, if I don't know you, like, it's awkward for me because I like scarred myself.
If I were to walk into your house right now, what would be on top of your fridge?
On top of my fridge. Um, Tucker, what do we have on top of our fridge?
Huh?
What do we have on top of our fridge? Do we store anything on top of it? What do we keep?
Huh?
What do we keep on top of it?
A cold brew coffee maker.
A cold brew coffee maker.
It is so funny.
Something up there, but I don't know what.
If you were to go into someone's house and do inconvenient things, what would be something that you would do?
Inconvenient
You would
thing.
break into someone's house and just not steal anything, but be
Like
inconvenient.
mess things up.
Yeah, like what would you do to be inconvenient? Like, I'd be Serena in the toilet. What did Tucker say?
He said he'd put your couch pillows all over the floor.
You know what, Tucker? Like, I would cry if I came home and found them on the floor.
I would do something like sick.
Ew.
Like if you have like pets, I'm gonna put like meat in your pillowcase or like something crazy. I'm gonna mess with you bad. Like I'm gonna get you. Yeah. I'm like the master of like secret revenge.
Put meat in someone's pillowcase? What if it got rotten?
You just gotta let the chips fall where they may.
I think you told me that story.
Yeah, like don't mess with me.
Oh, sorry.
It was my dad, y'all. I have to tell the story. Okay, so I went to Arby's and they had like roast beef sandwiches. And me and my dad, like, we always mess with each other. We'll duke it out, like, whatever. And I had picked some of it off my sandwich and just had it, like, in the wrapper, whatever. And he came and we were, like, talking, all that mess to each other. Like, we mess with each other. And whenever he can't think of a comeback, he gets, like, violent. Like, he'll throw something or, like, like, we'll start chucking up fists or whatever. Like he gets all physical because he can't like think of anything to say. So he's like, oh yeah. And so then he'll like punk you. So he took the meat off my thing and like smacked me in my face with it. And I was like, Now that's just disrespectful. So, okay, noted. And so I snuck said meat that he hit me in my face with, and I put it in his pillowcase. And the dogs like were going crazy. Like they were like growling at it and like barking. They wouldn't stop staring at him. It was so funny. But he finally figured it out, and he was like, "All right, you
Was
win." He definitely wasn't happy, but like he kind of knew he had it coming.
I mean, he can't even be mad at you. He messed with you.
Exactly. Like don't mess with me. But yeah, that's what I would do. I do like sick, like evil little things like that are like
You are so funny. I love it. I definitely don't want to make you mad, but luckily I don't have dogs, but I got kids. So Tucker already knew best to put pillows on the floor, to dismantle my laundry, whatever. Like I would cry. And one last question.
oh goodness.
Have you done your laundry this week?
Yes. I know. I was like, we're turning over a new leaf. Now I always say this, I'll do it like once, and then the next like 2 months it's in that, that massive pile on the table
Yeah.
stairs. But yes, I did it on, oh wait, technically that's not this week. Never mind. No. It was like Friday or Saturday, I think.
But hey, you at least did it.
Yeah, I put a dent in it. So
I'm
that's
so proud of you.
thanks. Have you
Well,
done your laundry?
of course. I have loads going every day.
It's like all day, every day.
It is actually, yes. Uh-huh.
Like Chong's laundry mat up in there.
It literally is. It's like Corinne's laundromat going on up in here.
She's got like the steam room and everything. I'm just kidding.
I should probably start charging my children.
You probably should. Miley does like 6 outfit changes a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna start charging her interest.
I'm done with you.
Y'all think I'm kidding until I actually start charging. I'm excited. Well, we hope that we helped you guys like goal set, and we hope maybe we gave you some insight, because a lot of people ask Serena and I, how do we set goals? What are our dreams? What did our goals look like in our last company over here to over here? And it's a major difference, as you guys can see, because where we were compared to where we are now, it's like a whole new planet Earth.
Yeah. It's like night and day.
Literally.
Yeah. No. So we hope that helped. We hope we kind of gave you some little tips on how to set those goals, and then also just how to make it happen. And I think part of that is finding the right place for you, finding the right environment, finding the right support system. And I mean, that's not always easy, but you just do, like, you just trial and error, you figure it out.
Literally trial. I mean, but that you wouldn't be normal if you weren't trial and erroring.
Exactly.
You're meant to figure it out.
Yep. It's a journey.
Literally. But it's worth it.
It is. It's worth it to step into change, and
it's worth it to find your home and to find a place where your hustle's matched and all of that.
yeah,
for sure.
faux show.
So we love y'all.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week on the rundown with Rinne and Rina. Wah, 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 wah. I've got to get us a song.
Yeah, we need a song.
I'll have a work on one.
I'm not a type person.
All right. Bye, y'all.